Hello and welcome. We're going to check out a stack of packs of 1991 NHL Pro Set Platinum hockey cards today. See what we could find. It is the last stack in this box. We've had some really good pulls in here before, and so I wonder what this stack is going to yield to us. We got a Gretzky. We got a bunch of Federov cards, some Bure. So really good so far. So is this going to be an empty stack? Is there nothing in here? Should you just turn off right now and not watch? No way. There's going to be something cool. There's always something cool. So we have our podium here. The great cards go there. The best card we find will remain there at the end as our champion. And we'll talk values as we go. And with that, let's begin. All right. Here we've got our Campbell Conference. All right, Mr. Rogers. There we go. What a way to start. Celebrity Captain Fred Rogers. This card in a PSA 10 is worth around $170. So what we will do is, it's a nice surface right there. We will sleeve it up and then later down the road, see if it's really grade worthy and kind of evaluate that. But for right now, we will just tuck it in the sleeve and protect it without even touching it, which is pretty cool because I used to mess up cards a fair amount of time just in the sleeving process. So there's Mr. Rogers. He's going to take our podium spot for sure. He's in his neighborhood. Now he is in our neighborhood. Let's see who's next. Alexander from the Flames. And just like that, we had some good cards, but this was not going to be a quiet stack. Let's see who's on the front. I always try to find if there are patterns between what cards are in the stack versus what are the top and bottom ones. So we'll keep an eye out. Maybe we'll find a pattern as we go. Here's LeBeau. We got Kevin Miller of the Redwings. Teppo Nieminen of the Winnipeg Jets. Mikhail Tatarinov of the Quebec Nordiques. Gary Roberts of the Flames. Bob Airy of the Penguins. Brent Sutter of the Blackhawks. And Clint Malarchuk of the Sabres. All right, that was a good start. Very good start. Do you think another Gretzky would be in the box? 2 Gretzkys, 1 box. It's possible, and we will find out by the end of this stack. Al McInnes. Brett Hull. All right. Always love seeing a Brett Hull card. Let's see who's in the front. All right. Chris Terreri of the Devils. And here we go, Fedorov. So this card in a PSA 10 is worth around $30 or so. But if you see what I see, there looks to be a red ink mark there. So that would definitely take it out of the running for a 10. And I think we all agree on that. So we'll still sleeve them up for now, and then when we evaluate, all the potential grading cards, I think that'll be a good one to have as an example of something that could be a good card, but ends up really not, just given the overall ink portion on there. So anyway, cool to get a Fedorov. We are cruising along. This is a great stack so far. We got Konstantinov of the Red Wings, also the same team as Fedorov. Cool black and white. Mike Keane. Randy Wood. Fetisov of the Devils. Doug Waite of the New York Rangers. And that's a cool one. Around $25 as a PSA 10. So definitely worthy of putting into a sleeve, and one of the ones that we were looking for. So awesome to see that. And let's get him in here. And there we go. Doug Weight. Does he beat Mr. Rogers? You know what? I think so. He's been on the ice. He's playing hard. Mr. Rogers has already been on the podium. I think Doug Weight takes that for now. Alexei Konstantinov and Mike Howe. Pretty good. We are cruising. And it's fun to see these cards, see these players. And it looks like right here we got a cool one to start. Brian Proff, PC17. So this series had a set of inserts, a subset of inserts. PC 1 through 20. Series 1 was 1 through 10. Series 2 was 11 through 20. And so this one is PC 17. Pretty cool to find that. Love it. Steve Larmer, Blackhawks. Troy Murray of the Jets. Dave Manson, Oilers. John LeClaire, Canadiens. Cool black and white photo there. We got Greg of the Nordiques. Lomakin of the Flyers. Bob Carpenter, Bruins. And Corey Foster of the Flyers. John Cullen of the Hartford Whalers. Brian Bradley, Maple Leafs, or Leafs, depending how you pronounce that. Murray Craven, Whalers, and Bertie Nichols of the Oilers. All right. Let's see what we've got next. Peter Zezel, and then is that Nemchinov on the front? Let's peel this off. Yep. So I believe from packs that I've opened before, this series of cards has something good in the middle. Usually a Peter Zezel on the back and a Nemchinov on the front. There's usually something cool in between. Will there be? I don't know. Am I optimistic? You betcha. So let's see what we've got. We got Ray Bourque, that's kind of cool. Burton Cummings, Celebrity Captain. That's a fun one. Claude Beauvin. Randy Hillier. Cool black and white photo there. Adam Foote. Tom Fergus. Stu Barnes. Brian Proff. Actually, is that Stu? No, it's not the black and white color shift. And Pat LaFontaine. And Nemchinov. All right. So we did get a celebrity captain, but nothing huge in that one. So the pattern has not proven itself yet. The mystery remains. How do the packs work? What is the order? And we'll find out. But there is no magic button yet. Pack Falloon. This one I think rings a bell as well. But the last one did and nothing came, so we're just going to ride with it and see what we've got. Gary Galley. Jacques Cloutier. It's a cool overhead goalie shot. Ron Sutter of the Blues. Cool black and white there. Russ Romanowski of the Jets. Gary Lehman of the Flames. Donald Audette of the Buffalo Sabres. Larry Murphy, Penguins. Marty McSorley of the Kings. Brian Trottier, Pittsburgh Penguins. All right. This card is worth around, I think, $20 or so as a PSA 10. So we're definitely going to sleeve this one up, and we'll check it out later. You know, it's very hard to get a 10, and grading fees can be a lot more than that sometimes. So, but worthy of pulling out, and we'll see what kind of comes out from it later. But there's Trottier. I think Doug Waite's still going to hold court on our podium, with Darian Hatcher finishing up that pack, and a fresh new group coming in right now. Whoa, it came right out the corner. This pack is wild. Whatever's in here is looking to get out, and get out hard. So let's help them and see who is in here. I mean, that was wild. They're jumping right through the corner. Ralph Macchio, celebrity captain. There we go. He's worth around $65 in a PSA 10. But besides the collector value, there's the cool value of literally the Karate Kid. So, and literally, the Karate Kid was jumping out of that pack. We saw something. We knew it could be a cool surprise. And honestly, what better surprise than the Karate Kid kick jumping right through the pack. So I love that. I love that we had that on the video too. Because what are the odds? Maybe pretty good. I think Doug Waite's still going to keep our position, but very cool to see Ralph Macchio there. And we'll kind of keep rolling through and see what comes next. Maybe there's more action in this action-packed pack. I think there could be. There has been before. Vladimir from the Boston Bruins. Alexander Mogilny of the Sabres. Kalle Johansson. Don Sweeney. Jeff Bukaboom of the New York Rangers. He always played very hard. Joe Murphy of the Oilers. And Peter Nohola. Another indicator first card, I think. When he's in the front, something good's usually there. So, great pack. Karate Kid busting through. Who's next? It's looking good. We got Jim Belushi, celebrity captain. That's always a fun one to find. Jimmy McCown. This pack is really stuck together. David Bruce. Bob Cessna. Whew. So I always like to be gentle, right? Because you never know what's behind something you pull too hard. So here we go. Right behind Bob is none other than Pavel Bure. There we go. We've been looking for him. He has showed up. He saw the Karate Kid. He saw Doug Waite. Wanted to join the crew. But yeah, I'm glad I go gentle, because when you have cards like this right behind it, you want to be careful. And this could be worth around $30 or so in a PSA 10. So for this series of cards, which is nearly worthless beyond the collector value and obviously the fun of opening up packs, which we all enjoy. So a $30 card comparatively is a pretty good find. And what a great player too. Like, it's always fun watching Bure play. So great to pull that. Does he beat Doug Waite? I don't know. I mean, Bure is pretty good, but I think Doug needs to shine a little bit. So we'll put him on the other crew. But great cards so far. And Claude Lapointe, as we're moving right ahead. Kirk McLean, very solid goalie. Very great photo. Love that one. Mike Bullard. Alexei from Nordiques. Rangers goalie. Or no. No, he was sitting down on the ice, or knocked down or fighting. Thought it was a goalie at first. John Ogrodnik of the New York Rangers, the left wing. And Dave Evison of the San Jose Sharks. All right, 2 packs to go. Let's see what's coming in right here. We have Mikael Anderson of the Hartford Whalers. Jeff Hackett, San Jose Sharks. Jim Kelly, Celebrity Captain. All right, this card is worth around $20 or so in a PSA 10. So not a kind of groundbreaker, but definitely one worth sleeving up and then checking out if maybe there's 1 or 2 in the end that are worth kind of putting together in a submission. So Jim Kelly will join our team. We got Brian Leach. I love the black and white contrast on some of these cards, and he was a great player. And right behind him on the Rangers is the celebrity captain of the Rangers, Marv Albert. Fun pull there. We'll have him join our other celebrity captains. Cliff Ronning from the great Canucks team. And Brad McKinnon. Huey Krupp. Mike Craig. Is that 1 or 2? Some of these feel so thick that they're 2, but it's just 1. Ron Francis and the Penguins. Adam Graves from the Rangers. And Michael Goulet of the Blackhawks. And that brings us to our final pack of the stack and of this box. Let's see what we've got. We weren't sure in the beginning if there was going to be anything good, but there was. Never a dull moment. Starting out, we have Curtis Joseph. David Wheaton, the tennis player that has his own hockey card. Celebrity captain of the Stars. Another captain, Gaetan Boucher. All right, double captains in a row. He was of the Quebec Nordiques. Dmitry Kristich of the Capitals. A third celebrity captain, Rick Hansen of the Canucks. 3 captains, 1 pack, the last pack. There's a lot going on. Any big players? We already got 3 captains. Any big players? Let's get a Lidstrom or a Hasek maybe. Is there any magic left? Maybe a Gretzky? That could be some surprise magic. We have Doug Gilmour of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And we don't have Wayne Gretzky, but we do have Wayne Presley, right wing of the San Jose Sharks. And 1 card below him, it's going to be Valery Zelepukin of the New Jersey Devils and their green uniforms. So that's going to wrap up that stack. Let's take a look at what we've got and see the big ones. And I like the style of these 2. They're great cards. So anyway, we have our Doug Weight. That was pretty cool to pull that one. We have our Jim Kelly, our celebrity captain. Pavel Bure. We have the Karate Kid. We have Brian Trottier, Fedorov, and Mr. Rogers himself. What a great grouping here. I think we did really, really, really well in this stack. And that's what we've got. So hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. And there you have it. Until next time.